Hello everybody, welcome to another What's Happening in Brazil. My name is José Bernardes and I will be going over the latest events in the country. And we will start with the latest news of the week.
Last Wednesday, the Superior Court of Justice decided unanimously to deny the federalization of Marielle Franco and her driver's murder investigation. With the decision, the case continues to be under Rio de Janeiro State Police jurisdiction. The councilwoman, who was 38 years old, was coming back from a Black Women's Forum when her car was targeted. Marielle was well known for her human rights activism as well as for her battle for the Black and LGBTQ populations. Even though both men have been arrested for being responsible for executing Marielle and her driver, the ones who ordered the killings have not been identified yet. The court's decision to keep the case under Rio de Janeiro's police was celebrated by both popular movements and her family, once they believe President Jair Bolsonaro could intervene in the federal police investigation. The investigation conducted by Rio de Janeiro State Police has pointed out connections between suspects who have ties with Bolsonaro's family. Also this week, Brazil's lower house has passed a cultural aid bill in order to assist workers from the sector during the COVID-19 pandemic. The plan is to use 3 billion reais, approximately $550 million to help the sector. The money is already available in the National Culture Fund, so it will not compromise other areas such as health and education. The bill, which now needs approval from the Senate, is considered extremely important for the sector, which has been one of the most impacted by the pandemic since all cultural activities have been suspended indefinitely.
In today's Cultural Talk, we will get to know Eliete Paraguassú, a seafood collector, artisanal fisherwoman, and quilombola leader, a community of former enslaved African people's descendants in the Island of Maré in Salvador, Bahia. Since the 1990s, Eliete has worked in environmental rights and against the environmental racism suffered in the territory either by the petrochemical industry or the oil companies surrounding the island. During our talk, she told us a little about her cause as well as the hardships of facing a pandemic within a community that was already affected by the lack of basic healthcare service.
I'm Eliete Paraguassú. I'm a quilombola seafood collector living in the most African territory in the city of Salvador. The entire population of the Island of Maré self-identifies as Black. We live in a territory that used to be abundant, where the community used to live happily and well. This territory was threatened in the 1960s, when the oil companies and ports arrived with their development models. I come from this place as a Black woman, a woman who defends her territory, as the daughter of a fisherman and a seafood collector, who was brought up in the artisanal fishing practice. The Island of Maré is an extremely traditional cultural territory. What moves the income of this rural neighborhood of Salvador is fishing, agriculture, and art craft. So it is a territory that lives exclusively from the fishing and the traditional inherit from our ancestors. Our community's mission is to safeguard this land that is sacred. And besides being sacred, it is a land that feeds us, that brings us the certainty that we want to stay here. And our battle wants to guarantee our right to stay in this territory. We've been able to mobilize not just Brazil, but outside of Brazil. This battle of the Island of Maré's women, this battle of fisherwomen, it is a beautiful one, it is fantastic. Each day I fall in love even more our battle defending mangroves, corals and the fishing territories, because this is a fair fight, and especially for women, because we are the ones keeping our households. The state does not recognize us as a population from Salvador, living a completely different lifestyle from the city. City Hall doesn't talk about the specificities of the Island of Maré, so the pandemic for us is very scary, because even in a moment like this one, of a pandemic, we are treated differently, with a differential racist gaze, with racism.
In the state of Pernambuco, on the northeastern coast of the country, Popular movements in a consortium with public universities are training popular healthcare agents. Their main goal is to take prevention guidelines and actions against the spreading of the COVID-19 pandemic to the population.
Another campaign against the COVID-19 pandemic has been launched in the cities of Olinda and Recife, in the state of Pernambuco, training popular healthcare agents. Their main goal is to form community leaders to follow up with the families, giving them guidelines on how to proceed in case of a sick person at home, besides advising the population on the best personal hygiene practices and maintenance of the house.
O agente popular de saúde.
The popular healthcare agent is a volunteer member of the community whose task is to take care of the community street by street, from door to door. We have already formed 300 agents and our goal is to reach the minimum of 1,000 multipliers, aiming at up to 10,000 agents throughout Recife's metropolitan area.
Before starting to work in the communities, the potential popular agents have to take 3 modules of the course. In these classes, they are instructed on what the coronavirus is, how to take care of the communities, and on the population rights.
The importance of popular healthcare agents is that all epidemics require education initiatives, a work that goes beyond information. It involves debating with the population about the importance of washing your hands, staying at home, and taking care of those who are more at risk.
Ms. Joana was one of the program students and tell us a little bit about her experience as a popular healthcare agent.
The people from the outskirts, because of their economic status, overcrowded homes with more than 6 or 7 people in 1 or 2 rooms make it more difficult for the social isolation measures that should be taken. It's a minimum education process of how to wash your hands, use the mask, how to wash the mask, how to protect yourself when leaving home, and how to proceed returning home.
And it's now time for Brazilianism.
I'm going to make a sweet recipe today, a little sweet, with one of the products I've received from the Landless Works movement basket, the sweet potato. It is very simple. We'll need to use manioc flour, brown sugar, cinnamon, and boil the sweet potato. Mash the sweet potato with a fork and be sure to do it while it's still warm. It's easier that way. Now we are going to add the sugar, but not much because the potato is already sweet, and cinnamon to taste. I myself like to put a lot of it. If you have grated coconut at home or sesame seeds, you can add them too. Now let's mix the ingredients together. The manioc flour, sugar, and sesame seeds if you have them. Make small balls with your hands in whatever size that seems best to you. It's like making finger foods for a birthday party. Now I put the balls on the sugar with the manioc flour. These are the hush puppies. This recipe yields a lot. Here I used only half of 1 sweet potato. And these are the hush puppies. Here are the Brigade's hush puppies with sweet affection.
And that's all for today, folks. See you again next week.